to my channel. I'm Miss T Nicole, and today I wanted to discuss the cons and pros of entrepreneurship. As some of you all may know, I have been in entrepreneurship for about the past 6 years now. I started off basically doing makeup, and then I transitioned over to now that I own my own courier business. So I kind of just wanted to share my experiences and some of the cons and the pros that I've experienced from both different aspects, because they are two different types of businesses, if you want to be honest. I call one a business that you basically hire yourself as an employee, and one where you hire others. And there are a lot of differences between the two, and I kind of just wanted to give you all more insight on that. Entrepreneurship can be very exciting, it can be very rewarding, but it can also come with its own set of cons and pros. So that's what I wanted to talk about in today's video, because I think that we really have started to promote this boss. Everybody wants to be a boss, but nobody ever really talks about what it really takes to be a boss. So that's what I wanted to do and talk about in today's video. Okay, so first I just wanted to start by asking, do you have a product or service that you want to offer people? Because if you do, then I definitely think that you should start your own business. If you're not aware, more than likely for you to be able to reach wealth, you cannot do that work for somebody else. They're just not allowing you to. Companies aren't allowing their employees to become rich. It's very, very rare that you'll be able to do that at a job. So knowing that, I do encourage entrepreneurship. Okay, so let's just start positive, of course, and let's get into some of the pros. So of course, one of the first pros is just your independence. Independence to be able to make your own decisions, to set your own schedules, and to really do anything that it is that you want to do. You can start whatever business it is that you want to do, and it also allows you to be creative with those things. So that's definitely a pro. Another pro to entrepreneurship is just the potential of earnings. When you work a job, you know how much you're going to make per year, but when you're an entrepreneur, the sky's the limit. It's up to you and how you choose to scale your business or how much you're willing to make. So that's definitely a pro. Another pro to being an entrepreneurship is personal growth. Along the journey of entrepreneurship, I find that you gain insight and skills that apply to just more so business, but just your personal life. And it gets you good habits to personally help you grow. So that's definitely a pro of entrepreneurship. And another pro is the impact to society. Whether that be just you giving out a great product or a great service, it's also empowering others by hiring, giving other people chances to work and gain money and feed their families. So definitely that is a pro of entrepreneurship. All right, so now let's get into some of the cons. And this is some of the things that I feel like is just not talked about enough. Like, we hear boss life, be a boss, freedom of your schedule, but nobody talks about how you have to stay up all night some days. And you have to work. You're not just working a 9 to 5. When you work a 9 to 5, you know the hours you work. When you get off work, you don't have to think about your job. You don't have to think about your customers. But when you're an entrepreneur, it's something that you have to think about all day long. Be like, did I send off that invoice? It's like you constantly are at work. And especially if you're the type of person who really wants to grow your business, not just, run it. You're constantly thinking about your business. It's not an hour. It's not a, you know what I'm saying? It's not a 9 to 5. It's not a set schedule. Okay, so another con to entrepreneurship is the financial risk. Starting a business is basically an investment. And with any investment, there is a chance that you might lose money. And I think that that's not really talked about enough. I mean, it's always like invest, 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 but What happens when that investment goes bad? Do you have it in you to be able to withstand a financial loss? Can you take it? Are you going to be able to bounce back? Do you have that hustle and grit in you to keep going when the times get rough? Because all businesses don't just blow up overnight and make $1 million. Sometimes you have those busy seasons and sometimes you have those slow seasons. So knowing that that's a part of the business, do you have the mental capacity to make it through those slow seasons? And sometimes it's a little bit harder than it appears. So that's just something to take into consideration. All right, so another con to entrepreneurship is the stress. And I kind of want to word this a little bit differently. I don't want to say it's stress. I want to say it is accountability. When you are the boss, you can't say, oh, I'm sorry that John, my employee, showed up 2 hours late. You have to accept responsibility as the business owner, because they don't care who John was and why he was late. All they know is such and such LLC was late, and it falls on you. So you have to be the type of person who can take accountability, because it can be very stressful, especially if you're the person who's not the person doing the work. If you're just the boss and you have people who are doing the work for you or work under you, you have to be able to take accountability. Because at the end of the day, it's you. You have to be the one to do the hiring. You have to make the decisions. You have to be the one. So I wanted to word that a little bit different. It can be stressful, but it's really how your outlook of it is. And me personally, I don't see it as stress. I see it as accountability. Okay, and one of the last cons I wanted to discuss about entrepreneurship is just limited resources. Especially starting out in the beginning, it can be very hard to get the resources that you need to be able to start your business. Well, it really all is your outlook. So for this, I would like to just kind of reword that a little bit differently. Do you have the capability to figure things out? Because a lot of us, we can't just get grants and have rich parents or rich boyfriends who give us the money to start our business. So a lot of us got to go get it off the mud. So with that being said, do you have the capability to get it out the mud to be able to start your business? Do you have the mental capacity to organize the business? Because it's not as just easy as, okay, I'm going to just go get this website and I'm going to start this. You have to be some type of organized. You have to have some type of put processes in place for things. And that takes a certain amount of mental capacity that I think a lot of people just don't talk about when they talk about entrepreneurship. All right, so that wraps up a lot of my pros and cons of entrepreneurship. Now, I don't want this to deter anyone away from starting a business, because I do think that everyone needs a business. I think you should have a business because, as I stated, we all need to be wealthy. I think that we all deserve to be wealthy, and you cannot do that working for somebody else. But you need to be aware of the things that you need to know about entrepreneurship. And if you find that you may lack customer service, or you do lack organization, or maybe you're not skilled in taxes or whatever, that you might need to know about for business, don't be afraid to look for help, mentorship, guidance, or just hiring people. If it's something that you can't do, then don't think, okay, well, I've never ran a business before, I can't do that. Help get mentorship from someone who is in that field or doing the things that you wanted to do. Or if you can't do your own taxes and doing taxes is a part of it, hire a tax person. You know what I'm saying? Don't let that deter you away from starting a business or doing the things that you wanted to do. Just seek help, because believe it or not, help is out there. You just kind of got to go look for it. And that's part of having the grit of the resources to start your business. Look for it. We are living in a time where information and people are way more accessible than they have been ever before. So if it is your dream to start a business, go out there and go get it. And thank you all for watching my video. If you enjoy videos like this, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.